Je veux demeurer près de toi, être purifié dans ta présence. Je veux me prosterner à tes pieds, entendre ta voix et marcher avec toi.
Hello, and welcome back to your favorite show, One Story, One Word. We are going to read Matthew 18 from verse 21 to verse 22. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times? Jesus said unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. And this passage comes directly after Matthew 18 from verse 15 to verse 18. And Jesus is talking about the fact that if someone trespass against you, you should tell him. But you should tell him to find peace with that person. And he give the protocol on how to do things. So you talk to that person a first time, a second time, and a third times. So reading that or listening to that, you can think that, okay, I have to only forgive 3 times. So Peter came to Jesus and was like, okay, I think that 7 is like the ultimate number. So he came with the ultimate number in front of Jesus, asking that, should I ask 7 times? That was the maximum. And Jesus is answering him, telling him that, actually, you should forgive 70 times 7. But what can we understand in this dialogue? So also when you read the Bible, it's very important to when you read a chapter of the Bible, it's very important to always try to read the whole chapter, because they are very much connected most of the time. So you will have the whole picture of a story. Also reading this passage, we see that there is a clear difference between a brother and sister. So Peter is also coming in front of Jesus asking about how he is supposed to behave with his brother, not with all pagans. So there is a behavior that we should have with our brothers and sisters, and there is a behavior that we should have with pagans. Secondly, if you did not listen to my previous podcast, I encourage you to go listen to it, because I'm also talking about this passage, but the previous passage, starting in verse 15, when I'm telling that when you talk to someone about a bad behavior or bad character, you have to let that person change. Give that person space and time to change. And I understand with the 70 times 7, it is like resetting always at 0 when someone is hurting you. But it's like giving also time to that person to change, to have a new behavior, to behave like Christ. That's the 70 times 7. And how I understand that is that the first time you are going to forgive that person or to talk with that person, you will wait a long time before going to someone else, so to have like 2 witnesses or 2 person to talk about that issue. And even with the 2 person, if the issue is not solved, you also have to wait like to forgive 70 times 7. And after that, if it is not working, then you go in front of the church and you learn also to forgive to that person 70 times for 7. And if after that long time, the brother or the sister is not willing or able, but I prefer to say willing. If the brother or the sister is not willing to change, then you can consider that person as a pagan. But always give time to people to accommodate to how they are supposed to live, to accommodate to the new identity. Because when you have a bad behavior, a bad character, for years, it's always, not always, but most of the time, it can be difficult to separate yourself from that identity that is not yours and learn to embrace the identity of Christ. Anyway, this podcast was not one story, one word, but 2 story, 1 word. And I really hope that it was helpful listening to what I also understand in this passage, and that you will be patient with that person. And if you are in the other side, so you are the person that has hurt another person or a lot of people, give you grace to become like Christ. You shall become like Christ. It is required to enter the kingdom of God, but give yourself grace and space and time to change. Be blessed.